Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of paint prep work and some actual painting. So I got me a stencil for the STI badge to put on my intercooler, just so it looks a little bit nicer. And then I got some stuff to clean and prep the fog light bezels and the grill on the front, just because they look a little bit rough. So let's check those out real quick. Alright, as you can see, the grill is kind of beat up, as well as the fog light bezels on the surround there. So we're gonna pull those off and clean them and get the paint off, and then we're gonna clean the intercooler up, straighten out some of these fins that are bent up, and prep it, paint, and put the stencil on, and then we're gonna go ahead and get that painted, at least the first coat, and then we can get back to the grill and the fog lights. Alright, I straightened up a good bit of the fins. First thing I'm gonna do is hit it with some brake cleaner, just to kind of get some of the grease and oil and anything on it that might be on it. So I'm just gonna kind of hit it lightly. I'm not gonna soak it down. Now I have a little brush I'm gonna have to pull out, and I'm gonna go over it, just kind of clean it up a little bit more without bending more of these fins. I know it's looking a little rough right now, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna go top mount or upgrade to a better top mount, or go front mount. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So don't want to pull the trigger on the top mount if I'm just going to switch to front mount anyways. Alright, so while I'm letting the intercooler kind of dry out a little bit from that brake cleaner and being brushed, I am going to start removing the little clips for the grill. And then there's also 2 screws back in here, and it's supposed to be 4, but 2 of them were already missing. I need to get 2 more to put in it. So I'm gonna get that out, and then we can start getting that old paint off that grill and cleaning it up. Alright, so the grill here is out now. So the next step is to take it, well, that'll work, I guess, further apart. So all these little screws in the back we're gonna pull off. That'll get the emblem off. We can get the wire mesh out, and really prep this thing to paint so it looks a little bit better when we do it this time versus when it got done last. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're just gonna pull all these screws up. Alright, so yeah, the grill is out and is now in pieces. So got all the screws out, got it all separated. I think the backing plate, I'm actually just gonna clean it up real well, and then just leave it as is and paint the rest. So I'm about to get some paint remover and start spraying here, being careful kind of around the emblems so I don't have to cut the rivets off the STI one, or pull out a heat gun and take the Subaru emblem off the larger piece there. So, and then I'll just mask those up before I paint. Alright guys, so I got the stencil on there. I use this graph paper here to kind of measure and get it straight from the top and bottom. Have these pieces sitting. See that? Yeah. So those are gonna have to sit a minute to let that paint heat up. Wipe this thing down. Now I'm going to spray some like Armor All stuff on it just to kind of clean it up a little bit more. So now I'm going to peel the plastic off the right here off the top of this stencil, and then I'm gonna go to town with some red paint. Alright, now with the plastic off the stencil and everything kind of pushed up over the excess, I can go ahead and start painting this. And then I'm just gonna leave it like this because I'm gonna hit it with a couple coats. And then while that dries, I will start wiping these down and see how much of that will actually end up coming off, and then I can get to sanding them. Alright, so I've got 2 coats on the intercooler right now, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more. I got spit a little extra on these. If we get in close, you can kind of see the paint starting to peel up now. So once that gets peeled up a good bit more, I'll start scraping some of it away and then wiping the rest off, and then we'll get to sanding it. Same with the other 2 pieces here. They're starting to come on up, so that's good. It's working well. Got this blocked off so it doesn't get overspray anywhere. And spraying real light coats. I don't want to, goop it up down between the fins, of course, because I want that airflow going through. So real light coats. I'm not going to put a whole bunch on, and we'll touch it up if we need to later. But probably do 1 or 2 more coats just to make sure I get it from all the different angles, and then let it dry, and then we'll pull the stencil off of it. Alright, now we are under the vehicle after jacking it up and putting our jack stands and everything on. This is behind the bumpers. See, this is the front of the bumper. I'm laying down fog light. And we are gonna go down here and start removing the stuff for these fog light bezels. So we're gonna unplug it here and pull the rest of the way off because I started them a second ago. Then we'll remove these clips here. You can see my thumb here, and there's another one here where my finger is, and another one up there, and I think there's another one at the top here, and then you have this one over here as well. So we're gonna try to pop all these out and try to get it out without too much difficulty, but we'll see. Alright, so I was mistaken. I actually didn't need to pull these off or the wiring harness. It'll just be these clips here where you can see that they're missing now here. And then, let's see, that one, there's one up there, and there's one here, and one up there. Alright, and just like the other pieces, we're going to remove these screws here, and then we can pull the grill here out and get to the back side, just so we can make sure we get everything painted kind of equally. Alright, so now we have these taken apart and also coated with the paint stripper. So we're going to let that sit. If you haven't noticed, it's kind of gotten dark out here, and I don't have the best light in this garage because I'm just renting it. But so yeah, I'm gonna let all this sit overnight, and then I'm gonna come back in the morning, and we will put one more coat on this probably, and start scraping all of that. Alright, so we're back outside now, and this is kind of how it looks now after sitting. You can see the paint is pulled off of it now. So we're gonna start scraping these and probably put another coat on these, just because they're not paint's not pulled off as much as I'd like before I start scraping these. So I'm gonna put another coat on these real quick, and then I'm going to start scraping the other two. I'm also gonna put another thin coat on the top mount here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so I have scraped a good bit of the loose paint off with that little orange tool there. Just a little plastic scraper. You can see a lot of it came off. There's still a good bit to go. As you can see, it was originally chrome underneath, but it's fine because we're gonna repaint this anyways after we sand it. It's kind of a lot of the paint that came off there. So we're respraying it down, gonna let it sit again, let it eat up some more of that paint, and then we'll go back to scraping it. I did go ahead and put another coat of red on that. So we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll spray this down some more as well. So I'm just gonna wait till that sits and start scraping on these as well. Alright, so here we have the fog light bezels, and so you can see it has a lot of silver in the middle there. Then we're scraping the black off now. So we're going to continue cleaning these up. And these, I'm just going to clean these up. I'm not going to spray them. I'm just going to clean them up real well, and then just armor all them, kind of what I've done to this piece here. Just keep it clean in the regular black plastic look. I don't really see a point in painting it when it's already black and in decent condition. So I'm going to do the same with these. Just clean them up real well. But these I will prep and probably respray. I'm gonna take a look at it. I might just clean them up real well and leave the silver. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when we get there. All right, we got the fog light bezels here cleaned up as much as they're gonna get. As you can see, this is probably why the guy originally painted them. They're just kind of beat up from rocks, I guess. Over the years, the car is 12 years old, so now we're going to take our fine grit sandpaper and some of this bubbly water that I was using to help loosen the excess or extra pieces of paint off, and just going to lightly sand over this, so kind of gives the paint a surface to stick to whenever we do get to the painting part. Alright, and this is after they've been sanded and kind of cleaned up. Now we're getting ready to go ahead and spray them. You can see they look a lot more dull than they were because of the sanding. I'm gonna let them sit out and dry a little bit longer, and then we'll get the first coat of paint on them. Just something light, nothing thick and tacky, just easy light coats to start off with. Alright, here you see we have 2 coats on so far. Or excuse me, that was the 3rd coat I just put on. So I put this one on a little bit thicker after the other 2 coats dried. And I'm gonna let this one sit overnight and completely dry. And I'll take a look at it tomorrow. May sand over it a little bit and then put another coat on. So yeah, I'm gonna check them out in the morning and see how they came out. Another little update. Unfortunately, the grill, as you see here, is not coming out well at all. I was scraping and scraping and scraping, and it looks like the stuff I used was a little too much for it, I guess. It was supposed to be safe on all plastics, and as you saw, it was just fine on the fog light housings, but this must have been softer plastic. So It ate into it pretty good. I mean, I didn't even bother scraping off the rest of the paint because it was the spots that I was trying to scrape. It looked really bad. So I ended up just ordering a new one. So I'll have that come in, and then I won't even have to worry about this one. Had to spend a little extra money, obviously, because I had to buy another one, but it will look much better. Fortunately, these turned out like they were supposed to, and I won't have to order new ones of these. So we'll get these finished taken care of and get them back on the car. Well, so until those are dry, we'll be creeping around with no grill and no fog light housing. But yeah, still doesn't look too terrible, but definitely need the fog light housings on there to cover up that those gaping holes. I armor-out all the plastic down here, kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and did the grill part there as well. It was back behind the grill and the top parts of it. Just while I had it all exposed, figured I might as well clean it up. But yeah, we'll check those out in the morning. Get them finished up, get them back in the car, and we'll wait for that grill to get back in. Alright guys, now we gonna flip this over, gonna get them put back together, get the screws back in them, and get these put back on the car. So just gonna go reverse order, get the grill and then the back plate on, put the screws in, and once we do that, we will get them lined up where they go on the front of the car. Alright guys, so this is it put back together with the screen on and the backing plate there. So now we're just gonna get them popped back in there. These just have clips, no screws, so these will just go straight in place, clip in, make sure all the clips are secured in there, and we'll be good to go. Alright, now for the final product, at least for the fog lights. Now I just need to get the rest of the car washed and get that grill in, get that thing put on, and we'll be complete as far as this goes. But this will be the end of this video, just because that grill is gonna take another 2 weeks to get here, unfortunately. But when that gets in here, we'll do a quick update, add it in another video somewhere, and I mean, it's a very simple install. Just 4 clipped across the top, 4 screws across the bottom, and then it's done. But thanks for watching. Tune in next time. As always, check out our other pages and see what we're up to there. And have a good day, night, whatever. Adios.